Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the Soul Urge number 11 reading. If you are watching this, you know that your soul, if you've seen other videos, you know that your soul urge describes your motivation. And so as an 11, you have all the characteristics of a 2 because when reduced, 1 and 1 is 2. But you also have this expanded awareness. It's almost like this leveling up of spiritual juice that the master numbers possess. And so 11s, you are motivated by being a way shower, a light in the world, right? You are a seer, a teacher, and people follow you. You are comfortable, you're understanding, you're sensitive. You feel like home. Your presence feels very soothing. First 2 cards. I'll get one more. We're going to get 3. So yeah, your presence is soothing, and you inspire others. We had an extra one come out, but we'll take it. All right. So I'm going to put these out. Potential. Illumination. Release. And the extra card, we'll take note of it, came out with potential. Was flow. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have wonders. Wonders. Put the extra one down here. Alrighty. All right, 11s. So something is about to make itself known to you. It's about to step inside of your awareness. You are increasing. You're increasing your understanding. You're increasing your knowledge, your insight, and sometimes when we're bringing more into our space, it is necessary for us to release what we don't need anymore, right? So this release card that begins with us, this release card that starts it off, has a picture of a tree and the leaves changing. And so this talks about seasons. So things in life, have a time period. Not everything is supposed to last forever. Some things come into our life for a season, and we are to learn. We are to We are to connect. We're supposed to absorb as much as we can from people, places, and things, because we at the time may not always know when that situation, that connection and experience will come to an end, right? And so this is a moment in your own space where you are leveling up, but in order to do so, you have to release people, places, and things. Maybe you already know what these are, but just a tip is, as you're growing, not everything, not everyone will be able to grow with you at the rate that you do and in the way that you are growing. And so the things that aren't growing are definitely the things that are not going to be a part of the next season, right? So consider that as you go through this shedding. The shedding of the old in order to step into your next card, which is illumination. And so Spirit is asking you to prepare for what is to come next, right? So illumination is literally what you do for others. As an 11, you are a walking light bulb. You possess wisdom. You're empathetic. You exist. You're just comforting. And so when people are in your presence, they're illuminated, one, just by the essence and energy of you. But then when you open up and share what you know, it's almost, it's breathtaking. And so what you do for others based on the gifts you possess, Spirit is about to do for you, right? Illumination. That is what you are about to go through, you are about to experience. And that is why it's important for you to release everything that does not fit where you are going and growing to. All right. These cards are going to be the death of me, trying to keep them straight. All righty. So this illumination, this whatever it is that's making itself known to you. The next card we have is potential. And it's a pretty dark card, but it shows a mountain, and I feel like this mountain is symbolic of the heights that you can reach, right? And so that is something that you are about to learn about yourself. You are going to learn something, and that is going to reveal to you the potential of who you are and what you possess. Now, the extra card that came out that I took note of was flow. And so I'm just going to pick it up. So since I'm talking about it. So this one was flow, and it's a card that takes place at night, and there's water. And so I feel like even if you were to be lying on your back floating in this water, in this scene at night, you wouldn't be able to see around you. Well, you wouldn't know where you were going, but there's a level of faith that you have to have as you're just lying and surrendering to your own surrounding, floating away into the unknown. And I feel like that is what spirit asks of you as you go through this situation, to really go with the flow, even though things may seem hidden and not known, and you don't know where one step will lead. I feel like you just have to trust in the divine, and move as your environment moves. Don't resist, don't attempt to speed up or slow down. Just really surrender and embrace what is about to become available to you. Another extra card is healer. And so we already talked about your energy, just naturally you being therapeutic. So maybe you are leveling up into other aspects of your gift as a healer. Um, but nonetheless, at the bottom of the deck, we had wonders. And so your ability to release what is no longer necessary, to open yourself up to what you are being illuminated to, and to accept your potential, no matter if it is a challenge. You're willing to go after it and embrace all aspects of that journey. This talks about wonders, life really being a place of majesty for you, if you can tap into that energy. Now, next to release, we have lovers. And so lovers is exactly that. It's a connection. It's a connection that you share with someone. It doesn't always have to be intimate. You know, but it is someone that you have some type of emotional thread to, and that's the card that comes out for release. And so there are relationships that we have with people that are significant, but maybe they just don't always extend until the end of our days. Maybe they're not lifelong partners, friendships. And so I feel like, spirit is saying that you do have connections that are valuable, and you do have connections that will withstand the test of time, but not all of them are that, right? So there are some connections that you have through love with others that must come to an end. They must be released because that person, those people are not growing in the way that you are, at the rate that you are, and sometimes we'll have to deal with questions or feedback, or, people may not always understand what's happening in a spiritual way in your life, but nonetheless, there are connections that you have tied yourself to through love that you may need to consider releasing in some way. Now, next to illumination, we have life purpose. And so you are about to understand your life purpose. That is what this illumination is going to reveal to you. And so some of these lovers connections are a part of your life purpose, but some of them are not. And so some of them need to be released because they may not play a role in what comes next. Now, next to potential, where we talked about this mountain, which represents your ability to grow, expand, and to just be this force, we have success. And so your success is mountainous. It's massive. Now, the journey, the path to achieve it may seem rigid and rough. The terrain may not always feel steady. You may feel insecure. But this is your path. This was made for you. At the bottom of the deck, we have past life. So this talks about us pretty much a continuation from one story to the next. Imagine a chapter book and you just finished a chapter and now a new chapter begins. Well, the chapter that ended was your past life. And the chapter that is currently being read is your current life. And so some of the energies that you face and go through in life are a continuation of the chapter that came before. And so keep that in mind when things just really seem just out of nowhere and they just don't seem to fit. Really go deeper and ask questions like, what is this for? Why is this necessary? Where does this come from? And so past life is next to potential. And so I feel like this is saying, as a result, the work that you put into your existence in your past life has paved the way for you to tap into the full potential in this life that amounts to success, right? And this is all a part of your life purpose. And so, 11, just being 11, just being a master number, it's almost like you came into the world, you know, already prepared for something larger than life, right? And so we know you possess all the qualities of it too, but you also have something that's very majestic. All right, let's pull tarot. I could talk forever. All right, guys, here we go. So let's just see what's going on. I also want to say that there could be a relationship that is a part of your life purpose. Okay, that was a lot. All right, let's see what we end up with. All right, 2 of Swords, Justice, 8 of Wands, King of Swords, Sun, Page of Swords, Queen of Cups, Nine of Wands, Ten of Cups, 2 extra. So we have the 8 of Swords and the 10 of I'm so sorry. Yeah, 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords and 10 of Wands. So let me just say this. In both of these cards, the character's eyes are not seen. And so I say that to say that this is the energy of being blind. This is the energy of not seeing, but also not possessing the willpower to want to see, right? Because the 8 of Swords is about trapping our own self in our mind. Our thoughts just seem like barriers, like they have just put us in some type of cage. We can't get around them. We just can't sort through them, and they have bound us. We don't know our power, our strength. Things are not clear. The energy is very similar in the 10 of Wands, but instead of being mainly mental, this is almost exhaustion. This is what you are physically feeling. Those wands, that's your energy, that's your effort, that's your life force. That's where you have invested in yourself and you are carrying it. It feels heavy. It feels weighed down. You can't see where you're going. Who knows where your step will lead? Now, the beautiful thing is that it's a 10, so you're almost at the end of being in this space, right? And then you can put them down, stand up, relax, open yourself up to a new source of power from within. But nonetheless, this is the energy of not seeing, not knowing, of really kind of living a lie. and believing something about self that is untrue. And because you believe something about yourself that was untrue, you tended to carry more, do more, you overworked. But now we are about to step into this revelation. So these were extra. And remember, the other two energies were flow and healer. And so I feel like once you free yourself from whatever falsities you may have been believing, you can go with the flow. You free yourself to surrender to the strength of the divine, and you ask about why things happen the way they do, why things are necessary. What is it that I'm supposed to know? Well, once you put down all these burdens, you realize that you're a healer. And some people enter your life so that you literally can work on them, and then that ends, right? Sometimes we do work. Now, people may not understand that energetically they may want to hold on to you for a lifetime because you just feel so good. You brought so much good to them in their story. But if you are a healer, and you are, as an 11, we can't always carry the burdens of others, and we also have to know our own strength. I don't know if that fit for anybody. We'll start the reading now, but these were extra. So the bottom of the deck, we have, oh, beautiful. Look at this. 6 of Wands, victory. Okay. All right. So in the center, we have the sun. And so this lines up beautiful with illumination. This is when that's that light bulb moment. You hear the aha sound and you are learning something, right? Now, this is the happiest card. It's about joy, but I feel like the joy and the happiness is to come soon. But first, it's what the sun has revealed to you, right? And it's once you delve into this newfound understanding, that later on down the journey, all of it will unfold to the full energy of the sun. And so what is it that's being illuminated to you? Well, we know that your life purpose, we know that you are discovering something about yourself. We have the King of Swords here. So this is the energy of somebody who seems very stern, rigid, harsh, but this is someone who really honors truth and clarity. Their communication has no fluff. They are straight to the point, right? Which may seem harsh, but you never have to guess or wonder what this person is thinking or feeling. And so this card, matches up with the energy of wonders. And so I feel like, this energy almost can be put in a box, right? This energy, it's about being regulated. And so there's right or wrong, and there's no space in between to be amazed or shocked. But I feel like you're stepping into this new aspect of life where things aren't going to make sense. Maybe they won't always be as cut and dry, black and white, and as rational as this King of Swords tends to deal. This is really about, life feeling majestic, and you being, awakened to an aspect. And when this happens to you, when this illumination comes, it will put you in this energy of the Page of Swords, who wants to know, who's curious, who is chasing knowledge, chasing truth, right? That sword is something that they are getting used to. They are becoming accustomed. It's not something that they have mastered. So they're using it to live by, and to rid things out that don't live by the sword, but it's a new energy that they are learning to master, but they are so curious about discovering more. And I feel like that is what you will be doing in terms of your life purpose. Once you understand and learn what it is you're about to step into, you will be this Page of Swords who is just hungry for more. Now, beneath the sun, we have the 9 of Wands, and this is the energy of anxiety and stress, right? We've been in so many experiences in life, and they seem to kind of rough us up a little bit, damage us, bruise us, and it kind of makes us hesitant about how we approach new situations. But this is when Spirit is giving you the message of potential. And Spirit is saying, your own potential is not clear to you. And as long as we stay in this anxious space, we are not really ever going to be able to see it in its totality. And so this is about, this illumination is removing the stress and the anxiety about you walking in your own story and what your life really is supposed to represent. Now, the Queen of Cups. This is somebody who offers their heart, right? This is somebody who is emotionally available. They are able to receive your love, to see your love, to really put you in the best light, to see you in the best way. This is somebody who connects through emotion, and this is in line with your past life. And so I feel like this is an emotional journey. This story, this current energy that you are on. This is one of the heart space, right? And so you are continuing a journey, and if at any point, we have success here, right? So this is about you releasing the anxiety and the stress, realizing that, you are continuing past life stories that have connected you to emotional dramas that seem to have played out in life. We have this 10 of Cups here, which is this unconditional love. This is just like everything you want when you think of love and what it looks like between humans and groups of people. It looks good, it feels good, it's inviting, it's warm, it's just endless. And so this is the success. This is what you can and will have in life. This is what you can create with your energy. But you have to know, you almost have to revive the Queen of Cups within you. And you have to convince self that this Nine of Wands, this anxiety, this stress is no longer necessary. The Queen of Cups energy is true to who you are. That's what you carry. But some of the situations that have terrified you based on what you've went through in this life were really from the past life. So you can be safe and secure in knowing that if that is genuinely you as this Queen of Cups who wants this unconditional love, this happily ever after, then that is what you can go for. I think that sometimes maybe we have become more rational and logical and a little more stern with our emotional self or how we present, just because we've been wounded in some way. But the sun is here to reveal things to you. And so this 10 of Cups, this Page of Swords, these are the energies that are pushing you forward. Above the sun is justice. So when this illumination comes into you, when this sun reveals itself to you, it is bringing justice. It is restoring life. And so all the struggles and the downfalls and just the challenges that you endured were necessary, but now the scales are going to appear to really be in your favor. And so that's what this sun is bringing into you. It's saying, hey, your life purpose also included the past life. And so those struggles were not for naught, and you will use them to find success soon. And so it is when this justice comes, it is when this sun comes, that we are in this position of the Two of Swords. What does success look like for us? This is when now we have to make a choice. Now that we understand what now we have to choose. How are we going to engage in our life in order to give ourselves the victory that we want? And so these Two of Swords have to decide about what? How to release things. What is for this season? What was from last season? What do I need moving forward? Which relationships are a part of my story? Which relationships must I cut out? I'm blocked from making a decision, but at some point, I'm going to have to uncross my arms and use these swords to do some type of work, to really operate in truth and clarity and understanding. And so it's when you're able to release and make the appropriate choices that this Eight of Wands energy picks up, which is momentum, right? And this is you being able to capitalize on the outcome of you choosing, you accepting what you now know to be true, and then using that sun, that illumination, to drive how you show up in life. The victory is yours, right? We have success and we have victory. I think the Lovers is beautiful because I think it says that there are connections that are yours forever, but there are also some that were here for a time because they needed to teach. And when they go, let them go. Let them go, right? And establish boundaries. Establish boundaries. Your energy is so beautiful and pure and sacred, and it's addictive, right? You feel good. You're a people's person. You're very therapeutic in a very natural and organic way. And so that is something you have to protect. And so be mindful of that. But nonetheless, I think this is beautiful. It's empowering. I think you're stepping into you, and you're really understanding, how to use your mind over emotion to make the choices you need in life. You have three swords here. Two is, well, three swords cards, the king, the page, and the two. And so this is a time of you strengthening your mental space, you know, and really discovering what comes next. What does this life purpose look like? What does success look like for you? What does your potential amount to? Right? What does it look like in this 10 of cups? What is the potential? What is success in the form of 10 of cups? What would just fill your whole life up with love? This Queen of Cups is looking at the cup in her hand. And so she sees that cup. She sees what she possesses as potential. Based on what you now know you have, what potential does that give you in life? And how far are you willing to go? And so this reading, you are motivated by the energy of the sun. This illumination is what is currently motivating you in whatever your story is. All right, 11s, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this was useful. Take care.